now.
Okay, let's start in 30 minutes.
You fucking bitch. Three, two,
2.
one. We're live, guys. It is the first episode 0 of Ultra Hard Podcast. I should have said Ultra. Okay, you know what? No second takes. It's the first episode 0 of Full Hard Podcast, the podcast that takes a closer look at your browsing history. I am your host, Manuel, one of the lovely hosts here, joining us tonight, and hopefully almost every night in the future. First of all, Snakz, taking away Sinks. Said
That's
Sinks when
me.
he first joined the call.
Yeah. Um, that's my name. Happy to be here. Been with AJ for a while. Let's do this.
Let's do this. And also joining us, hopefully on the reg, it's Jordan, aka Catching Cat Soup.
There you go. There you go. Sound it out. That was it. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jordan. I will be your our artist for tonight.
You are an artiste. It is art, my friend.
Art.
Wait, did you actually draw the dragon girl like right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been doing it.
The fuck? That wasn't there when I swear to God, when I was last paying attention, like not even that long ago, when I was like, let's go live, there was no dragon girl on that screen.
I didn't
Oh
know that
no.
was supposed to be a dragon girl.
Well, it's the girl
But
from
oh well.
it's the girl from, I don't know her name, but it's the girl from the Dragon Maid, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's the one that
Yeah.
Tiffany cosplays all the time. And
It's the one on
Um,
his wall scroll right now that you can see.
Yes. That's done on purpose too.
yes, and joining us tonight, all the way from the land of tentacle monsters.
Oh yeah.
Go and introduce yourself.
Oh geez.
I am Glitch, the digital demon from Planet Fanboy. I'm here on Earth, and I'm inhabiting this human body right now. And of course, I love hentai, and I'm pretty goddamn proud of it too. Guys?
Oh wait, is the character actually on your wall scroll? I thought he meant my wall scroll. I thought he was making fun of me, and I just realized I think
You don't have. You just have a regular background.
no, I thought he was making fun. I thought Jordan was making fun of me, saying like it's the character you have on your wall scroll, and I'm like,
Oh no, he's
I
talking
thought-
about me.
No,
I thought
like
he was
legit. Yeah, it's on
Yeah, I
his wall
thought he was
scroll.
implying that like I'm a like I'm a stan for her or whatever.
You're a
I
furry?
clearly said the word stan in lieu of an anime character. That's the best girl. My wife who's trash.
Yes, the view is on purpose. That's why I'm like kind of at a weird angle.
I love that view because she's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of that
No,
of
really
the.
simple.
We'll get on topic, guys. Don't worry. But that reminds me of the new Resident Evil Village trailer,
Oh
where
yeah.
everyone's going on about the 8 foot tall vampire chick or whatever, and how people are like getting thirsty over it and everything like that. But yeah, it's a very in thing for the girl to be much bigger than you. So there you go. So let's get the show on the road.
you go.
Punny things. So first of all, we just to let you know this is episode 0. So we're gonna be taking it kind of a little fast and loose, fast and loose here.
Fast
Let's
and
go.
But this is gonna be our 18 plus podcast. So if you're offended by anything that might or might not be 18 plus, nothing too crazy, nothing too over the top. But like if you're offended by adult themed topics, maybe you want to turn away now. But no hard feelings if you do. But let's let you know some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight. Our little topic shorthand is going to be is first of all, we are going to talk about the podcast, what we want for this in the future. We're going to go over Jordan's art. We may actually do that first so we can just get started on it. And then we're going to talk about like how we got into our current Ecchi selves, like basically our history and background with hentai and whatnot. We're going to talk about our JAV Actress of the Week, which we've already picked. I'm hoping Blitz wasn't around when we picked this one, so hopefully he's familiar with this particular one. We'll get to that later on. And then we're going to talk about some 2D versus 3D and some of our favorite content, like, because we are doing the weird, tackling the hard subject, the hard subject. We're tackling the hard. I'm going to do this for every word.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
We're capturing the flaccid subjects of of both IRL JAV like adult material as well as 2D hentai and manga eroge and so on. And speaking
Yes,
of eroge, following that we'll have an eroge recommendation of the week. And these by the way, the eroge and the JAV stuff and all the other recommendations we'll be doing, they don't necessarily have to be new ones, so don't expect us to be like uber topical. But anyways, And then we're gonna go over Jordan's art again because hopefully by then we'll be towards the end of the show. We'll be going over like some of his art and what he drew, and then we'll have some sad Panda Recs, which is hentai manga, and then randomness throughout more than likely, and yeah, then some upcoming stuff, and we'll close out. But let's talk about this podcast and what we want it to be. Snakz, I'll let you mention what you want this podcast to be before I mention it, because technically this was your idea.
It wasn't. It was. I want to say it was both of our ideas. It wasn't my idea. I just said, you know what would be funny, or actually, no, not funny. I'd say it'd be interesting if we, since we talk about this stuff pretty often, if we could get sort of like a semi-serious thing going where we talk about that, since we know so much about it. Um, but this is sort of like a beta episode, so depending on how this goes, we'll see. I'm not.
Beta.
I'm not sure yet.
Beta.
You know, we'll see.
But yeah, when we did an episode of UPZ a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was over a month ago now, and it was myself, Snakz, and Tiffany. And when we were done with that, we had a lot of talk about like JAV stuff. Um,
Oh, that's right.
and,
Yeah, I remember.
and then it was like, hey, let's do one like that. And I think we did technically do a JAV UPZ at one point, like a long ass time ago. Maybe it was a regular A to G Talks. I don't remember anymore. But we did do one. But now it's like, hey, let's do this as a standalone podcast. Not standalone, as just a thing. And I was drunk one night, and I was texting Snakz, and I don't remember what you said. It doesn't matter what you said, but it wasn't this. And I misread what you said, which wasn't. I don't think it was at all sexual what you said.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, I thought you said full hard. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
and I think you were just saying it's like, I don't even know what the fuck it was.
Oh,
But
I
it
think
had-
something about like go full in hard or something, and you
something
were
like that, but it
"Full
wasn't meant
hard."
to be. And I'm like
Yeah,
full
something.
hard, and I'm like full, and then my drunkenness, I don't think I even told Snacks this anymore. I kept messaging everyone. Like I messaged Nyaru, I messaged Tiffany, I messaged Hinachi, I mentioned a ton of other people who are also, by the way, giving away some potential co-hosts in the future, and I'm like, we're doing a new podcast called Full Hard. You should join in. And I just started calling it that, and now it's stuck, kind of. But we might actually change the name. We haven't fully settled on. We want to make it
Yeah,
more
we
punny.
might change it to like 16 inches or like
Is anyone familiar with
We'll,
John
we'll
Holmes?
workshop it. We'll workshop it.
we'll work something out, or like phallic.
John
No, I don't know.
John Holmes is
Yeah.
a porn star from like the 70s and the 80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
the old
Um,
school.
Yeah, he was involved. Like it's actually crazy. He had a crazy life, but he was known for his enormous penis. Um, but I remember that there was
Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, actually, if you ever seen the movie Boogie
Long
Nights,
Burgundy.
if you ever seen the movie Boogie Nights,
I thought you meant Ron Jeremy.
which is
Ron
yeah,
Jeremy,
yeah.
not Ron Burgundy.
No, Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
Long Burgundy.
Showing
Ron
his big
Jeremy-
wiener on the news.
we don't talk about Ron Jeremy because Ron Jeremy's in some shit right now.
Oh God.
But I guess John Holmes did do a lot of his own shit too. But John Holmes, there's a movie called well, first of all, there's a movie called Wonderland where Val Kilmer plays him. But there is a more like funny movie called Boogie Nights where Mark Wahlberg plays a character called Dirk Diggler, and that character is based on John Holmes. But anyways,
Oh, it is.
This is not.
I've seen that, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he has a big dick. But
Wasn't
I
he
didn't show
also
it
in?
at the-
Oh, I was gonna say he's also in Deep Throat, wasn't he? John
Uh-huh.
Holmes.
No. And I used to think that too for the longest time, but no, someone else is in that who I can't remember the guy's name. We should all group watch Deep Throat one day because
Oh,
70s
God.
porn is
Oh, that's gonna be good.
hilarious. It's hilarious because like when the dude comes, they literally sorry, spoiler alert. When the dude comes, they literally put like clips of fireworks. It is the cheesiest thing you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
And
Spoiler alert for a movie that's 40 years old.
I know
Yeah.
exactly. If you haven't seen it, I mean, but I don't know who goes and watches retro porn. I actually saw that in a theater. And not only okay, this is how now
New
Peaceful,
York
wasn't
City,
it?
dude.
I've seen Deep Throat both in theaters. I've seen it reenacted like on a stage. Don't ask questions. And I've even seen a stage play a semi all ages. It's still 18 plus, but there was no actual sex. And I've seen a stage play about its production. and the controversy that surrounded it. So I've seen Deep Throat. I've been in and out of some Deep Throats. Let's
No.
just say.
Have you
Wait,
you ever seen what's
wait,
that
what
show
is that?
the you seen that show The Deuce on HBO? I
The
think it was kind
douche?
of no The Deuce.
Oh, the Deuce. No.
Yeah, 45th Street in New York City. That's the
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Oh gosh, I can go on about that too. But we'll save it. We'll save
Yeah,
it for a future episode because there's actually some
Grindhouse.
good topics about the grindhouse. Yes, about the grindhouse scene that like went on there. But anyways, Jordan, what do you want this podcast to be? Because we came I actually came to you with a lot, and you're the one who actually gave me a lot of suggestions, like from the get go.
I did. Well, I guess like majority of the time it would have to be a I mean, my only expertise really is in the art itself. So like dojins and ties, really that's where I'm at. I'm just, I guess, would be discussing like how silly a lot of these stories are. Like, it's blackmail. It's like, bro, you
Yeah,
could just literally just like tell,
yeah,
you just like say something and everything would be solved immediately like
yeah,
that. There's no
yeah,
repercussions
Mm.
for.
yeah. Well,
And I'm just like,
this
I watch it just because I just
seems
want to see how it's gonna resolve. Sorry, what are you gonna say?
no. I
No,
just remember something that I had watched. It was
I'm laughing about
like a
something
weird
that
peeping tom thing, and it was like the solution to that was like she could close like the curtains so that he wouldn't keep looking inside. But like something was preventing her from looking inside, and she just couldn't close the. It's so stupid. It's like 5 minutes of her like he's just looking through the window, and I'm like, just close the curtains or close the window on him. He fucking jumps through the window, and yeah,
It definitely it
stupid.
gets a little unnecessary, like how
Yeah,
like people act. But we're here for a good time, not a long time. So
that's true.
before we just a quick just to reiterate, by the way, we're gonna be covering Jordan talks more about the art. We'll be doing a lot of the art stuff, of course, but we're also going to be talking some IRL stuff, which is, like I said, I think it'd be a nice mix because I really think that and I actually talked about this with Snakz at one point, I believe. I talked to someone about this, like every so often, like I have seen that people cover like hentai, other people cover JAV. Actually, I don't see anyone cover JAV because it seems to be like nobody really wants to talk about the IRL stuff because it's like
Yeah.
that's weird. But the hentai isn't. I don't know. I'm saying anything's weird. We ain't kink shaming here. Get your deep throats on everything, and
There ain't no shame in this place.
there ain't no shame. Yes, coming from Digital Demon.
Yes.
Are you actually the Digital Demon from I can't remember the character's name from Shin Megami Tensei with the giant dick that's like riding a carriage or some shit like that?
what?
No.
Have you not seen that monster? It's like a giant dick that's in a carriage.
I don't know if I want to.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you do.
It's literally just a dick in a carriage, like in a
Yeah.
carriage is in like
Yeah.
a horse-drawn carriage, and it's like a
Oh my
giant
God.
dick in a carriage.
No, I'm that giant dick from Yu-Gi-Oh! That fucking penis card monster.
Yeah, which they
Oh,
censored on the
okay. Yeah.
4K
Well, that's I
animation.
mean that's the same thing. Same
Um,
thing.
This is a topic for a future episode, but we should talk about like all the hidden sex stuff that you see. Because if you ever play Breath of Fire, it's an RPG on the Super Nintendo. It also was released on the Game Boy Advance. There's a monster you fight, and I swear to God, it's a fucking floating dick. And not only that, but it's not subtle because when you fight it, it's all pixelated, and as you're killing it, the pixels disappear and you can see what it is, and
Oh
it's a giant
God.
dick, and it's a real boss you fight in the game. And I swear to God, nobody's played that game because it's kind of under the radar RPG. But I
Wait,
think it's available on the Switch. I think you could play it for free if you're
wait, which one? You said the first, second
Breath
one?
of Fire, the first one.
Oh, the first. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't played. I played the fourth one. I haven't played
I
the
show
first
a picture because I have a picture I took because, like, mind you, I emulated the game and I played it when I was like fucking in high school or some shit like that.
one.
And I took a screenshot that I've carried over computers and I'd show it, but I probably have to censor it a little. And I haven't got that ready, but yeah. Anyways, we're covering all that shit. This is episode 0, so just keep in mind that in the future we'll have a bit more
Be more
we might change things
structure.
around. Yeah, there'll definitely be more
Right.
structure. We're getting a feel for things. Before we jump into our big topics, let's go back to Jordan's art so we can get him going
Yes.
and get him
going.
excited.
Get me.
Wait, is that like is that like Mpreg Sonic back there?
Yeah.
Did you guys know there's a whole world of MPreg movies? Like it was
Yeah.
really big. Like I'm not even making this up. It was a really big real movie genre, like in the 70s and 80s, like in the US. It was a huge thing. And that's why if you ever look at the early promo art for Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, the original the original plot of that movie was that Freddy was pregnant.
Oh my
There's
god.
Yeah, and there's even
Oh
there's even
my god.
yeah, there's even like makeup tests and like original promo art where he's
Stupid.
pregnant. That
Makeup
was
test.
yeah, everyone knows that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Is that what it's called? Like I
Oh,
forgot what
Yeah,
it's
Junior.
called.
yeah, yeah,
Junior,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
where he gets pregnant. But there's tons of others. It was a huge thing. So if you think MPreg is something that was just created for like message boards in the early 2000s, boy are you wrong. Because I found out that there's tons of it. But yeah. I don't know. Whenever I think of Sonic, I just think of like Sonic and Knuckles having sex and getting pregnant.
Jesus.
I used to have a friend in the MySpace days, and she used to write fan fiction for Final Fantasy VII, and it was like Reno. It doesn't matter. Two of the characters. It doesn't matter who they are. I don't remember their names myself. Two of the characters, TLDR, they were they were having sex, and they got one of them pregnant. And all of her stories, fan fiction, was about like what a loving couple they were. It was so bad.
Okay,
It was
before we keep
literally
going on, with this story, I don't mean to interrupt, but like let's get a suggestion first,
Oh
so
yeah,
that I'm not just drawing Sonic.
Okay, so anyways,
That-
that's the end of the story. Real fast. The end of the story is that I knew somebody who wrote the most stereotypical fan fiction you've ever heard of. That would just be the end of the story. Uh, Omegaverse is so popular right now. MPreg is popular. Yeah, MPreg. I don't know. I feel like I'm being subtly influenced by things, or the internet is, because like I said, like I discovered all the MPreg stuff because I was just curious. I need to shut up. But anyways, I'm gonna move on. So throw in some art suggestions in the chat right now. Jordan's gonna start drawing a thing, and depending on what it is, it might encompass the length of the show. the length,
The length.
not the,
The
girth.
length of the show.
Just the
And the
length of the
girth.
show, not the girth. But yeah, Jordan's gonna do that. It's cool because we've actually done, and this will be a running theme in our hopefully in this show in general. We have had UPZs where yeah, art suggestions. Sorry, I didn't say that right. Any art suggestions? IDSC, IGSC, however you say
Yeah,
it, I forgot.
literally anything. Draw anything.
Say for work, or as close as you can, but like it because we can't. We can draw a big titty monster, but we can't draw the titties.
Yeah, we can't
out.
actually show the titties.
Fun
Give
fact,
you the
though.
imagination of the titties.
Fun fact: me, Jordan, and I can't remember who else the person was actually. We was it Kanara? It doesn't matter. But we did a Scriblio stream one time where we started drinking during it. Oh no, it wasn't Kanara because we started drinking during it. But anyways, and we started drawing all sorts of titties on Twitch, and especially didn't get like banned because it turns out that you can't even do that. Like you can't even draw them. I mean, it's obvious, I guess, but if you saw the titties we drew, it was
pretty good. It's pretty good. I gotta say.
No, my favorite thing is like the word would be house, and it'd be like first here the titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the precursor to the house
like
itself.
a minute in, it's all like it's a house. Throw in the art suggestions if there's any is there anything that Jordan likes or anything that if there's a bunch of good ones, then we'll probably pick, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. House rules.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't care what you suggest. Maybe we'll just draw whatever we want.
Maybe
that's what this stream is just gonna be like. It's just a rebellion.
Sonic fucking Knuckles. I don't know.
Maybe we can do that right now.
Yeah, with the knuckles.
With the knuckles.
Yeah, fuck it. Throw Crash Bandicoot in there. I don't know.
Yeah, throw Crash Bandicoot in there. And Spyro. And the skeleton from Medieval.
Omegaverse is weird though, because Omegaverse is like there's that one where it's like I fucked Mount Rushmore in the butt.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, draw Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
draw fucking Mount Rushmore in the butt. How does one fuck a mountain in the butt?
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, hold on.
Draw Mount Rushmore, and like in the middle is the Statue of Liberty. It's kind of like that pic of like the black guys and that one white girl.
Yeah, and then the Eiffel Tower's right next to it.
God,
oh god. I need a reference of Mount Rushmore and
Yeah,
You
who's
can
on
just
Mount Rushmore?
go
It's Teddy
to
Roosevelt,
to Mount Rushmore.
Washington, David.
There you go.
Who's the fourth one? Does anyone know the fourth one without looking it up? 'Cause I know it's Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, and
Teddy
Abraham
Roosevelt. No,
Lincoln.
I don't.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Let's see.
Who's the fourth one? So yeah,
Mount-
The
I'm not
fourth
sure.
one is Kenny G.
Let's
It's
see.
Kenny
Mount
G.
Mount Rushmore X Reader. Let me see.
Look what you made us do, Leslie. I like how we're talking about the Omega verse. I'm not. I think that is an actual like. I might have said it wrong. But I think that is an actual like title of one of his books. If not, you owe us. You know.
What was his name? Chris Tingle.
Yeah, you owe us. You owe us for that. If you're gonna still like Mount Rushmore, you know, getting fucked in the butt. Or, I think that is one though. What I love about his writings. By the way, if you watch I think our very first DTL, Callie did a DTL presentation on him. What I love about his work is that he turns
it's
those out
Chuck
so
Tingle.
fast. Like he'll write a thing like the next day after something comes out.
Let's see here.
R34 Mount Rushmore. Yes, that's basically Row 34 Mount Rushmore and Statue of Liberty.
There you
That's what we're
go.
doing.
Yeah, that's what
Alright.
that's what we're looking for.
We'll just keep on talking while I get this sorted out.
So I don't see anything about Mount Rushmore, but I do see pounded in my butt by my own butt. So
By my own butt? How does that work?
yeah. 8 Bigfoot buckaroos hate my butt and pound it. Okay, so do Mount Rushmore X Bigfoot X Statue of Liberty X Eiffel Tower.
Are they all waiting?
I'll do a couple of things. I'll do a few things.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything, but I'll do what I can.
Do Mount Rushmore versus Street Fighter versus Liberty in the butt.
You know what?
Okay,
I'll
I'm
get
done
right
talking.
on that.
So
I'm just gonna keep saying words.
We're gonna be working on that, and we'll circle back around. We'll get to that when it's done. As we're going along. Shit, I already need to pee. I'll wait. I should get a gamer. What do they call it? Like a gamer.
Do you feel?
Gamer
Are
bottle?
you a real
No,
gamer?
will you pee in the bottle like a true gamer?
Alright.
Shut up. Something wholesome. Nothing wholesome. Well, sorry. Anyways, we're talking about how we got into our current Ecchi selves. Oh man,
No.
my voice. Sorry, something I caught in my throat. I swear that was real. It really got something really got caught in my throat.
Come on, man. Don't you know not to swallow? Come on.
I know. No, real men swallow.
Man.
Oh my god, it's funny because
Oh, gotcha.
this is mildly topical. Actually, never mind. I won't bring her up because that's a whole. She's on the internet for other reasons now. But
Who?
Yeah. I know what you mean, but let's let that slide.
All right.
I'll just say the funny part because we were soft covering some of the Belle Delphine things before, like when she was first starting to do porn, like around the end of the year. And she released the blowjob video, and everybody was talking shit about it, like, oh, she can't give a blowjob or whatever. And like we were bringing it up on DTL, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like I can't judge because I've never given one before. I sure Leslie's all like, you really should get. I'm like, no.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, if I did, I'd swallow anyway.
Yes.
Anyways,
I don't know about that, Manuel. I think you're a little bit of a quitter.
I know. I'm like,
don't mean to throw you under the bus there, but let's be
Yes.
honest.
Yeah, it's
Jordan
just like that
Wood,
Harold and Kumar part where George Bush tells him, "You like giving hand jobs? No. You like giving them? Yes. Then you're a hypocrite, ain't you?"
Oh yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah. It says, do you like
like how-
giving them? No. It says, do you like getting them? Yeah. Do you like giving them? No. It says, then you're a hypocrite. Yeah.
So, let's talk about how we got into our current hentai selves. I have a really funny story that I told my roommate. I'm gonna save mine for the end, or somewhere in the middle. I don't want to start, but I do want to say that I told it to some friends earlier on in the week, and they're like, "That story's kind of weird." They started telling me the weird details. So, ooh man, mine's gonna be a good one. We'll start with Glitch because just for the fuck of it, and you are the guest, so we'll start with you. Tell us how you got into your current Ecchi selves. And by the way, if you want to share your Ecchi discovery stories, either in the chat or on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, which it will be on eventually, go ahead and do that. and we'll look at them and reply, and we'll call you a pervert, or we'll do whatever you like.
We'll do something.
Wait,
We'll do something to
do
you.
whatever you
Yes,
like.
you'll do anything. Now, of course, for me, the digital demon itself was born into hentai. But as far as the human body, we'll go into that because that's a little bit more interesting. Anyway, this human here, the first time I myself, the human body, was stumbled onto hentai was probably, well, I mean, anime back then in the 90s, you know, like I knew about it. You know, there was sex in it, but I wasn't like really thinking about like there's a whole porn genre. And I think the first time I stumbled onto it was like in intentionally knowing about it was I think it was like there's a magazine called Details, and I remember like in high school we used to have just a bunch of magazines, and there was nothing fucking to do for like an hour. And I remember just like going through the magazines, and like there was a whole section on anime, and it goes through all the different genres, and I was like, oh cool, you know, shonen and mecha, you know, what have you. And all of a sudden there's a part that says hentai and says this is dedicated completely to sex, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then, you know, 2002, we got the internet at home, and you know, people just kept. I made friends that liked anime, and they just kept talking about hentai, and just little by little, and eventually, you know, I saw bits of La Blue Girl when she's in public and she does things I can't say on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, that kid says, "What time is it?" And also with this one other clip where some girl sprays this perfume into a room, and this other girl plays with the guy that's in trying to bathe himself, and it just kind of stumbled onto there, you know, going to fanime, meeting other fans, and just like the snowball,
Were
man.
you able to find like other fans of that kind of stuff easily? Because like, how does one broach that topic? Like, I don't think I've ever done it. Like, I think I
Oh no,
might
but we
have.
also had an anime club. This was 2001.
Oh, okay.
2001, yeah, not 2002. 2001 was when we got you know, internet at home, but we also had an anime club, which was called the Otaku Club, and all these people, you know, we talked to each other, and like even after I left that was my senior year in high school, and when I left, you know, I was still friends with these people and making friends online, and you know, that 2002 is when Fanime happened for me. So, and it's just like, you know, it kept rolling and rolling. You make friends and you talk about hentai. You know, there's no shame. You know, I'm just saying it wasn't that hard to broach the topic because you know we're a bunch of horny, you know, early 20 somethings.
Just riffing on your story before we go back to it, I wanted to mention that my literal very first exposure to the internet, I was in sixth grade, which was like the first year of like junior high or whatever, or middle school, whatever you want to call it. Like, mind you, like they still called it junior high to a degree when I was younger because they had just started calling it middle school a couple years before. So I always still call it junior high off and
Mm.
on. But anyways, first year of middle school, and I remember like the internet was around for a while. It's like the late '90s, but
Mhm.
our school was still a ghetto school. It was like we had just gotten computers that had the internet. We were I think I told small versions of the story. We had just gotten computers that got the internet. We were the first class. It was my English class. We were the first class to use these computers to go on the internet. Myself and about four of my friends got banned for the rest of the year from using the internet because we looked up porn immediately.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Like the
god.
first thing you do.
The first thing we did. I don't think we
Nice.
even tried to work and hide it. Like, like
Just out there
we
in the
had
open.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
they
what
made
did
us
Like
you?
go back.
bring, bring.
And I'm not joking around. I'm not joking around. It was bad dial-up internet, or like it wasn't dial-up, but it was probably like some sort of whatever weak connection that a school would have back then.
It's like
Oh,
that
so
Low
meme.
end.
It's like that meme where the photo takes a while to load and just
Yes, and I'm not joking around. I was trying to back out, but the internet, like, it wouldn't let me do anything. The photos loading, the teacher's behind me, and
Oh,
I'm gonna get caught. And it's like,
like that,
dun, dun, dun. I'm like, shit. And of
Bro,
course,
you didn't even get the full pick. Like you just you just got caught, and that
no,
was it.
no. Eventually, when you realize it was a girl gonna be naked, she's like, okay, you have to go sit in the back because but I was at the second or third one who got caught. So like, mind you, we didn't all get caught at once. We're dumbasses, and we all just kind of like still kept doing it.
Damn, you
And,
messed
like,
up.
just typed
And
in
we had like a
naked.
table in the back where we just had to sit and like, I think we just sat. We didn't do anything. And mind you, the internet, which is a novelty, I don't think we were doing work either. We were just like, "Oh, here's the internet, kids. This will be your future." I mean, it was not making it up. Not saying that it was wrong, but like, like learn it. And yeah, I learned to look up porn. So I got kicked out. That's my internet story. Um, and then with hentai, I think we were looking up like fucking we might have like typed in something stupid like boobs onto like
Boobs.
Of course you did. Of
onto
course you
whatever
did.
search engine we knew. Like I think it was AOL, so we typed in like the keyword thingy. We just typed in
Oh, yeah.
boobs.com or something.
Yeah, Boopedia.
What happens when you go to boobs.com right now? You get a virus?
I don't think it.
And I-
I know. I think it sends you to Boopedia or something.
I'm gonna see. What is
Yeah, I'm
this?
gonna look it up too.
I don't know. I have to agree to something.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
the
to-
best
Oh,
tips
it just
on the
sends you to
top-
some campsite.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh shit. Yeah, but there's a site called boobs.com. We're not sponsored, but
But if you want to, though, that's okay.
yeah, if you want to hit us up, guys.
Let us know.
Hello,
if you want
hello,
to,
Mr. Otaku. What's up? You got to hear my story about when I first got to use the internet.
Boobs.net.
What's
What about .gov? No, okay, I'm done.
Oh no, I remember back in the day, and this went on for a long time. This wasn't like
wait,
a
wait,
small
wait.
blip
I
on the
remember
thing.
White House, right?
Whitehouse.com.
Yeah.
Whitehouse.com
Oh god.
was a porn
It's
site
so
for
stupid.
years. Like this wasn't even
So
like
stupid. That's
I
how. That's how we found out because people in school would go there.
yeah, because whitehouse.gov is like obviously the gov thing, but
Yeah.
whitehouse.com was a porn site, and I think that was the case up until the early 2000s. Like I was
Yeah.
definitely throughout all my high school years until like a few years
Yeah.
afterwards. It was the porn site.
It's
Yeah,
so stupid.
whitehouse.com.
Yeah, the White House had to buy the domain because
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Wait, does it go to the White House site now if you do it now?
Yeah, I think it-
Whitehouse.com?
Yeah, let me check. I think it just redirects.
Yeah. Oh, wait, White House beta? What is this? What is this site?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's just some kind of voting.
Yeah, it's a
thingy.
voting thing. Wait, do you think Trump? Well, this is old. Oh wait, no, this isn't old. This is
Wait,
new.
White House
Do
was
you
on the
think-
news?
Do you
Damn.
think Trump will be the presidential? Okay, this is getting a little too topical.
Wait, the White House was on the news though. That website, the original website.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was telling people to go there.
Where's my stimulus,
Here's the-
Biden? Anyway, anyways, you can keep going about your
Yeah, like you went on such a
about your
tangent.
porn. I'm sorry. I just want to talk
Yeah.
about my story, and I got really sidetracked. So, anyways,
Go for it,
keep going,
Glitch.
keep going, Glitch, about your Ecchi self.
Oh, I thought it was your. Well, actually, one thing I wanted to bring up, like, the early years of this human body. In 2003, I know if you guys remember the webcomics, Ghostly's Ghastly Comic and Sexy Losers,
No,
I remember
I
Ghostly Ghastly.
remember.
because that's how I learned a lot about
Yeah.
the different genres, all these different, both AV and hentai, especially Ghastly's, and because the Ghastly it had a bunch of characters, but one of the main one was a tentacle monster who wanted a romantic relationship, and there was this
That's
stalker girl who wanted, like, the stereotypical tentacle monster, and he was just like pissed off because she was always stalking him.
What the fuck?
That's funny.
Wait,
That sounds
don't-
like a really good plot. Someone steal
The
that.
internet back in the Stone Age.
There-
Yeah.
No, fuck you. I saw that in the chat too.
That's
Yes,
funny.
the internet back in the Stone Age. Well, we can circle back around to you, Glitch, if you want to bring anything else up. Snacks, where'd you get Ecchi yourself? Wait, what? Stop etching yourself, Snacks.
Ecchi.
I don't really remember. I guess it was sort of like a combination of things. I remember one of my friends had like gone to those sites, and he was like,
Whitehouse.com.
he was like, what was it? He had
Oh,
just
shit.
finished watching Night Shift Nurses,
Oh,
and
classic.
Yeah,
it
that's a
was
good one.
like I
Rings
want
a
to
bell.
say
Chocolatey goodness.
he couldn't stop talking about it. He was talking about the Yagami U OVA for Night Shift Nurses, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, this is like the craziest thing you've ever seen," and blah 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 blah.
Mm.
And that's like the only thing he knew. And then one time at AX, I think it was like 2008, because there was one of our friends from our anime club, I think, had just turned 18, and he was like, "Oh, dude, you gotta get me that." So like, I think it was like was it the Milky Company or whoever that booth
Oh
is?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
Milky,
yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah. They
go.
had a they had a booth there, and it
Oh,
was
what?
the most awkward thing too, because like I didn't want to be there, but he was like, "No, dude, we got to see if he, he actually buys it and stuff." So we stood like not too far from the booth watching him pay for it, and the guy that's selling it to him is looking at us and is like, "Are you giving it to them?" And they're like, he's like, "No, dude, it's for me, man. I love night shift nurses. It's like the best thing I ever seen, Yeah, Bible Black. And it was the stupidest thing. He bought it just to have it. He never watched it.
Oh.
He was like, "Oh, dude, I got it now, dude. Night shift nurses," and it was so stupid. And I was like, you know what? What like this? Then like from then, it just sort of like snowballed because I was like, what is this stuff? There's so many times you can hear the Bible Black joke before actually going and playing or watching it, So it was like, okay, what is this stuff? So it just sort of went over there, steamrolled into getting into it. But
Good
I'm not.
watch, uncensored, majority
Oh
of the
yeah,
time. Oh no, it isn't uncensored. I think it.
it
You got
is. Yeah, it is. Well,
How
Bible
do you
Black, I
know?
think, is uncensored something.
Yeah, it's licensed over in America, so it's uncensored.
Either the
Nice.
first one or Gaiden or the only, I think. I don't
Yeah,
remember. There's a bunch of them.
yeah, that's advanced learning for
I
hentai
know.
fans.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
start out with night shift nurses. I'll just
um,
say that.
um, I'll start telling the fast version of mine, and then we'll kind of round robin this. Actually, a better idea. We'll round robin it in pieces, but and then we'll move on to Jordan after this in a second. But my first experience of actually, first of all, I can go on and on about like porn and whatever. Like I mentioned it. Now let me preface. Actually, no, I'll just tell you the story right out. So I had this this was late middle school. I had this girlfriend, and she lived by this like elementary school kinda. And this that little detail is important in a minute if you want to read between the lines a bit how weird this story actually is and why this is going on. And I would walk to her house like almost every day after school and just walk there, walk back, whatever. And one day I walked there, and when I'm going like turning the corner to go like kind of towards like I had this way I'd walk every day, and right there on the street corner on the floor was a comic book called Blue Eyes. I don't know if you guys. It was like Blue Eyes, like issue 5, and I still have it. I still
Yeah.
have
Blue
that exact
Eyes.
issue I found, by the way. Um,
Yeah,
where
I
you
know.
know the story's going,
Yeah, I know what you're
and I
talking about.
picked it up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And like,
Wait, I
I looked around.
just
I'm like,
remembered
"It's
something.
like,
Now that you
big,
mentioned that.
big titty anime girl, Toru Nishimaki. Just to cut to the chase, I love Toru Nishimaki. I grew to love him. This is how I found his shit. One day I hope to tell him the story personally. So I saw on the floor, I picked it up. I was like, "What the fuck?" Big titty anime girls, and I kind of like open it up. I'm like, "Oh, they're naked," and I'm like. 12, 13-year-old boy, and I'm like, oh shit, like gotta hide this, and I like shoved it in my bag, looked around, make sure he was looking. Mind you, like when I say it was on the floor, like on the corner, I mean it was literally on the corner. It was like it was like it's a residential street. It was on the corner, like where you would cross the street. It was just right there on the floor, just on the floor, and it wasn't beat up or dirty. It was actually in really good condition. It looked like somebody put it there, like a trap.
Oh,
So, and the story gets crazier. So I take it home, I take it with me, and I go to my girlfriend's house, and I show my girlfriend. I'm like, "Oh my god, look at this shit!" And we both read it like cover to cover. And once again, it was issue 5, so we didn't know the storyline. And there actually is a storyline to this series, by the way.
Yeah,
And
there's.
if you go Google Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes hentai, you'll see what I mean, like huge anime titties.
They're huge, even for anime standards.
Yeah,
They're like two fucking basketballs.
Yes.
Not even basketballs, beach balls.
like gigantic. And I was just
Like the
enamored
size
with
of Mount
this.
Rushmore.
So,
Yes.
anyways, on this particular day, I think me and my girlfriend were going somewhere, like we were taking a bus to the mall or some shit like that. So we start walking back towards my house ish to catch like a bus to go to the mall. So we're walking back, and sure enough, when we start getting back to that corner, there were more comic books on the floor.
what?
Who the hell?
So I get there, and I'm like, I look around, and actually, I remember this part because I ran in front of my girlfriend. Like I ran in front of her, like to where they were at, because I wanted to see, like, is somebody here? So I ran, And I'm like, no, nobody's here. Like these are just here. And I looked around. I'm like, somebody's watching. Like somebody's in a window somewhere, like looking at us.
Sure.
And I'm like, or looking at me. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. And I picked them up. There was one more Blue Eyes in this thing, but it was a lot of other stuff too. I don't remember all the titles off my head. There was other like, and not all of them were action manga,
Oh,
but there was some other like adult comics, like like there was, I think the imprint that Blue Eyes is on was called Eros, and I think that they did other adult like comics,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna.
because they were like by American artists.
Did
And
this
there was
happen
some
in like
mixed in.
mid 2000s, kind of?
Yes. No, wait. Late 90s. Late 90s. No, wait. Early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s. Maybe
Yeah,
late
somewhere
90s.
around there. That's what because I remember Arrows and
Yeah,
Red
well,
Light manga.
So exactly. So, anyways, this
Huh.
dates it perfectly. It's like because this was new. Like this was a new issue. So new issues. So, anyways, I picked them up and took them with us. I remember we read them on the bus. That's how I know we were going somewhere on the bus. We read them on the bus. So flash forward to later on in the day. I walk her home. There were no issues on the floor. But when I'm walking back to my house, there were more fucking issues on the floor. And so TLDR, before you wonder, this did happen one more time, but it only happened one more time. And to this day, I've never known who the fucking hentai fairy was who was leaving hentai on the floor. And a friend had a really good point. It's like, dude, this was like, and because they knew the corner it was on, because I told them about it, and like it was on the corner in front of the school. They're like, that was in front of an elementary school. Like there was probably some really creepy pervert guy who was like watching. I mean, mind you, I wasn't too much older. I was in junior high or whatever. I wasn't even in high school. I might have been first year high school. I doubt it though. I think I was like, 8th grade or something. Because I'm trying to time it with when I was with this girl. I think it was 8th grade. And yeah, it's a weird story, but yeah, I had a hentai fairy. I'll tell more about how I got more into hentai and manga later on. TLDR, Blue Eyes kind of did it for me. That's what I'm gonna get. That's some of the coda. I just kind of coded to that thing. It's like I wanted to see more huge titted anime girls having sex.
It was for Manuel. This was like pulling Excalibur out of the stone.
It really was. And the lady in the lake is some mysterious person mysterious like creeper hobo watching me from a window.
That's pretty amazing. I'm pretty sure he was just trying to like get the kids to like pick it up.
I'm pretty sure it was waiting for a kid to pick it up.
Initially, I thought like, oh, like someone's out there trying to hook up people like with these things because they put out like they put out Blue Eyes like multiple times. It's like
they could have, but I'll never know. There's other at the time I remember thinking that it was some kid who probably just like had to get rid of it, or maybe it was a parent like throwing it away. But who would throw it away like on the corner? And they were. And I gotta reiterate, these weren't like beat up. Like it didn't look like they'd been sitting. Like first of all, I caught them all. I guess when they were not out there very long, so there was like no element damage. It was like they're like pristine. The Blue Eyes, I still have that one. I think I might have only kept some of the others because like there was some other anime ones that I kept over the years. But I think I threw away a lot of them, just as one does when they like move around and shit like that. But yeah, the Blue Eyes is perfect condition still. And I'm like, I don't know why they were there.
Send one my way. You have multiple copies, right?
I think I've got a copy of one.
I actually do have a lot of copies of various Blue Eyes things, and it's crazy because I was googling it recently just to see if I could pick up, because I like collecting Toru Nishimaki stuff, and I actually I used to go on eBay back in the day and get a lot of his like Dojin releases and like some of his like fan CDs and shit like that. Now you can't get those on eBay. You have to go to, like fucking Yahoo auctions, but a ton, all that shit's worth a ton of money now, so I should like cash out now and I mean not like I could retire on it, but cash out and like buy me more.
Yeah, I think I have a copy of this as well. I got from like the J-List booth years ago.
Ooh, so what's your hentai story? Let me read the chat. Manuel with no mask, and am I in the alternate universe?
Pass it down to your kids.
It was future. Yes, I imagine that it was like, an easy thing. It was future Manual. I really wonder if it was like like in about 5 years from now, like I'm gonna meet a crazy scientist who like made a time machine, and like my first thought is to go back in time and like leave, and I have that exact issue still of Blue Eyes and leave it there, so past Manual can find it and set me down this path.
It's you leaving it behind. You were the pervert.
Yes, I was the pervert. I was the pervert all along.
That makes sense. I believe that.
I'm still reading some of the chat past that kids.
Right.
Future man will become a young pervert so we can save the world. Yeah, save the world through anime titties. That's a real thing. I just want you to know that. But anyways,
yeah, it's been scientifically proven. It can reduce global warming.
You son of a bitch.
All right.
Now it's your turn.
All right.
Mr. Soup.
All right.
Mine.
Give us what you got.
All right. So mine started when I was going to my public school library, and it's funny. Like, this was in Hawaii. Like, I was born and raised in Hawaii, and I was like going there. So like Asian culture is pretty big there. I don't know how it is, like, how it was in LA, but it was definitely like pretty big there. So when I went into the library, I was like, oh man, like I knew about manga. I was like, oh man, I love manga. I like to like read all these different things, just explore something new. And then I go to the manga section and I see like, and it's weird. It's like I saw Nana, Nana in the like the story about two girls named Nana, I think.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. There's like this is like something completely different, something new. And it was the first issue, I believe. And then that's when I saw like a drawn tit. I was like, whoa, whoa, what's this? Like, it's like, I have this in the what? And it was like the bat scene. I was like, and like I got 2 pages, and then a security officer comes by, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like, huh? I was like, "Oh, just reading." And then like he was giving me the hard judgment face. Is like, "Hey man, like you like reading that kind of stuff, huh? You read it?" It's like, dude, I'm just a kid. I'm just like, I just saw this for the first time. You're gonna be bullying me about it? Like, what are you doing with your life? So I put it back because I was like, man, this guy's judging me. So like I was like, yeah, forget this. I'm not gonna deal with it. And at the time, oh God, I don't even know what year it was, but this was when my brother had gotten his laptop for school and stuff. He told me, yeah, you can use it, man, whatever you want. I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and use it. And the one thing I knew from like watching like a bunch of like different animes and stuff was they would always mention this word. It's like hentai. I was like, okay, well, and I would do it in the search engine. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. This is the stuff. Now I want to let you guys know, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people,
Uh-oh.
my parents and my siblings, of course. And so it's really hard to get around with like trying to whack one off every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you don't have something to look at, to whack off, you just look weird. Like I didn't have any Sears magazines to go to
Sears
to
magazine.
go to this
Sears
section.
magazine.
So
Stupid.
so like when I knew like my brother or like my like when people walked out of the room and went to the bathroom, so he's like, all right, gotta get a quick one in. And I had that. I was like, oh, the place I went to was hentaifever.org.
Fever.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I was like, this was the place because it had all of like the images. I was just like, oh man, like Bleach characters, Naruto
Oh
characters.
yeah.
Like people be like making my dreams come true. And then like I was like, oh, my brother was coming back, and I was like trying to close it, and it wasn't closing.
Oh.
Oh
Oh
no.
my
I was like panicking, and then like when he walked in the room, I just shut the laptop.
Oh
I
yeah.
closed it like super
The
suspicious. Like
classic.
he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, nothing." I just closed it. That's it. Um, yeah. So that was like, I guess one of my like first real. Oh, you know what? It was the other time was like when YouTube wasn't really looking at like an algorithm to like look up all of like the bits and all that. So like I would always see like Yoruichi or Bleach characters, Naruto characters on YouTube until it got torn down. It's like, where am I gonna get my jam from? Now that this is gone. Oh man. But nowadays, yeah, just
Now it's easy.
yeah, now it's easy. You can't stop me.
Can't stop me. I'll do it anywhere, anytime.
Like, what are you
I-
gonna
I'll
do?
just straight up whip it out.
I remember somebody. I went to if you ever been to Hollywood Boulevard before Hollywood and Highland Center was built there, or right around the time when it first was built there, the whole boulevard was a lot more seedy. It's all cleaned up now. Now it's all tourist trappy, but it was almost like a mini version of the way like 42nd Street was in New York, like Times Square used to be when it was all seedy too. There were porn shops everywhere. And there were like used bookstores where there wasn't a porn shop. There was even a porno theater there for the longest time. There was strip clubs on the strip and on the Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, anyways, my point is I used to go to the used bookstores a lot, and in one of the used bookstores, there was some like there was like a Tarzan book and some other like old school like books I wanted to buy. So I bought those books. But next to there was a tape, and it was like a an anime thing. I was like, what the fuck? And I flip it over, and it's like it's hentai. And like, mind you, I'm clearly a kid. I'm clearly a kid, or maybe I didn't look that. I don't know.
He's just a
But
child.
but I was like, once again, I was like 12 or 13, maybe 13, 14. It doesn't matter. But I was clearly a kid, and the guy the guy should have just sold me the VHS for like $5. Like that shit's weird. It's like cartoons and they're fucking. 'Cause I don't think he knew what the fuck it really was. He just probably watched it once and then put it on the table to sell it. But he's like, yeah, it's cartoons fucking, and I was like, no, I'm sold. So I bought it. I honestly I don't remember this before or after the Blue Eyes thing, but I bought it. But the reason I bring this up is that for the longest time I thought all anime, all Japanese animation was porn. So I used to go to my video store, like my local video store, which is like on my corner, and I would rent every anime I could, thinking there would be porn in it. And it's funny because every so often I'd be right, and then it would just further my beliefs. Like I think I rented La Blue Girl once, and I think I rented like a couple other just OVAs that happened to have like a shower scene or two, and I was like, that's fine enough for me. And then but it's just weird. Like I literally grew up thinking that all anime was porn, and that's the way that went.
I mean, that's valid.
That's valid.
Well, I mean,
that's just how all cartoons are.
Well, I meet people to this day who think that still.
Oh god.
Who think all anime is porn.
well, yeah, I mean the image that comes out there, because I remember like back in the '90s, some people used to think all anime was like super ultra violent, because remember the early '90s, what's that commercial that it used to air on MTV? This commercial, buy anime, the weird and exotic, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it had Akira, a bunch of clips of Akira and Record of the Lotus War, and it just had all the violent clips.
The problem with that is like that did sell, and it was so different from like Western animation.
Yeah.
But I think that like we also got a weird sampling. Like no one's ever gonna send us like Sanai-san or like Doraemon or like
Yeah.
or the things that
Or
were,
Miki
like,
Momo or something like that.
you know
Oh,
what I
dude,
mean?
that was popular in Hawaii. I will tell you that.
Did you watch
that
Doraemon?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Crayola Shinchan and like a bunch of that stuff. Dude, that was because you have to pass by Hawaii to get to Japan.
Yeah.
And man, that was the shit.
And I remember when I first started meeting my first anime fans, most of them actually used to get some of their like bootlegs off recorded Hawaiian TV. Like somehow it'd make its way they mail it, I guess, and make its way to the US, and then we'd copy it a billion times, and then like that would be how I get some of my very early bootlegs. But mind you, at the time when I was like at the age to do it, DVDs were already starting to be a thing. So the VHS, like even at the hentai VHS I bought from that guy, it was a weird purchase for me. They tried to do Doraemon, but I think only they did. I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do Doraemon. Well, I know like Cartoon Network or someone tried to do Crayon Shinchan, and that only lasted a season or two, right?
I think it was on the Disney XD or something, or some Disney Channel thing.
Doraemon was on Disney XD.
I don't think
funny show.
Some Disney Channel.
It's not porn at all, but I'm sure porn exists for it. But anyways,
Oh, I thought you were saying Crayon Shinchan was on XD. I was like, what the hell?
No.
Doraemon's cool because like there's like basically he pulls things out, pulls out his pocket.
But it was
he gives his like human friend anything he needs for shit. He always has something, and shit, I can't remember who I was interviewing. This was about porn, by the way. I was interviewing like a JAV actress. It wasn't anyone like that out on A to J. I was interviewing someone I was talking to someone for another thing, and they mentioned about like I wanted like when I grew up I thought I'd be like Doraemon, like, and I'd pull anything out of me, but now I do porn and I put anything in me or something like that. That was a real joke. A Japanese porn star made to me one time.
Oh god.
And I'm losing something in the translation there, and I'm saying it like pretty badly, but yeah, that was a real joke someone said. So somebody make it. I'm sure somebody already has. Somebody make a Doraemon porn and use it as a tagline. So yeah. Anyway.
And that's just how it goes, man. That's content right there. Throw that up in the tags when you make this video on YouTube. Doraemon porn.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, what? Shinchan, hashtag Sazai-san and everything else. Like,
dude, that's someone.
This is a wholesome family themed show. I want everyone to know.
dude, that's someone's kink. Like you gotta admit, like someone out
No,
there
dude.
is like into that.
No,
There's something for everyone.
Exactly.
I kind
That's
of
what-
want to Google it, but I'm positive there's like literal Doraemon porn, where like I don't
Oh
want to
yeah,
look it up
dude.
because
No.
they're all like they're kids. I'm not gonna look that up. Anyways, I'm not gonna look it up. Let's move on. Let's move on. But no. Let's move on. Let's move on in general. But anyone else want to add to their stories?
Oh, I
Or
guess
are we
I'll
good?
add. To further the hentai fascination, of course, is one of the most amazing thing at cons, which is the hentai room at Fanime, which I
Oh yes.
absolutely love. And I think this really helped a lot of people probably get into hentai because I've seen
Hey,
so many titles and discovered them because of what was shown at hentai nights.
The problem is that like I think they moved all their adult like we're getting very topical of a very specific SoCal Anime Con, by the way. Not SoCal, California, NorCal actually, but a
Yeah,
California Anime Con. Just FYI, in case anyone wonders what Fanime Con is.
yeah,
If you're watching this outside of California, but what sucks about Fanime is like adult themed content. I think they moved it all to a further hotel, like one of the airport hotels, like away from the con center.
yeah,
Well, the last year they had it. I don't know if they had it
yeah.
last year, but Fanime didn't happen in 2020, obviously, and it might not happen this year. So, rest in peace, Fanime, for a
Yeah,
little bit.
honestly, with the hentai room, I think they were. I'm just guessing. I don't have inside knowledge, but from certain clues, I think they were going to move it back because I remember that one year.
Posture
You probably
check. Hentai
you probably got
room.
the same email saying
Ugh.
like that one time saying, "Do you want to move your panel to this new location?"
Yes.
And pretty much nobody said yes.
Yes.
I noticed in 2020 before it got canceled, we were all applying, and we didn't get that question. Do you want to move it to this place? And I'm thinking maybe they were just not going to do Silver Island anymore, which is the name of the thing they were doing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I just think they read between the lines. Like nobody wanted to move over there or go over there to watch hentai. And it's
well,
just like,
I mean, that is kind of far.
yeah, older convent like I still love Fanime for the fact that they still kind of like dedicate a decent, or they try to dedicate a decent chunk to like hentai and adult stuff, but it was a more of a Wild West thing back in the older days of even Anime Expo or like other cons. I mention this all the time. There was an Anime Expo. This wasn't that long ago. I think it was 2009, 2010, where JAV actresses. There was a JAV like there was a company that was US based, I believe, that was like doing domestic releases of actual JAV videos,
mm,
and they did it way too late. That's the kind of thing because like nobody, it was even back then. It was already like people aren't really buying home media and shit like that. Should did it a little earlier, but I remember that they did such a huge push. Is that at Anime Expo they had a lot of the actresses there, and they were like seated there. You could take pictures with them, but the whole booth was kind of like cut off, like kind of the way like a manga gamer booth was. But like, but it wasn't hidden. You could see it, but it was still kind of like you couldn't really approach it, like unless you like ID'd yourself or whatever.
mm,
And but yeah, my point to bring this up is like there was shit like that at a fucking like Anime Expo, and I doubt you'll ever see that again today. Like of course like Kaho's there or whatever, but like
mm,
I still don't see.
There's
I
a
still don't see
cosplay
J.
thing.
Yeah, and I don't see
mm.
JAV anywhere. It's like they usually still come and promo like that, and I understand why because like anime. But let's be
Yeah,
real, Anime Expo hasn't been only about anime for ages, now. So I don't know.
yeah.
I
Anime
miss those
Expo
days.
Comic Con. That's what they should call
Basically,
themselves.
the
Yeah.
only really dirty thing that the con at my school was a game show called Identify the H, the Ecchi. Um, Fun fact, like I met someone who didn't know that. If you don't know what ecchi comes from, it's just the way you say H, which is funny
H.
because
H.
I actually which
H.
stands for hentai, but one of my pet peeves, and I've told people about this before, is when people pronounce the katakana versions of things.
Mm.
Like even though I pick and choose my battles, but
H-G.
I can't
H.
stand when people are talking about the Japanese Ring movie and call it Ringu, and I can't stand when people talk about the movie House and call it Hausu.
How
I'm
soon?
like, I can't stand it. I can't stand either. I'm like, it's literally Ring and House. If you look at the Japanese releases, they show Ring. They don't put Ringu. It just seems almost borderline racist to me that when you like put in their pronunciation of an English word into. Anyways.
Yeah. I had my reminds me of when Helsing came out and some guy really went into town defending his name is not Alucard, it's Arucard. I was like,
Oh god, that guy sounds annoying.
just
I
because
know.
they pronounce it that way in the show, but the guy, the guy who wrote it, he
Bef-
called him Alucard and
before
Oh,
Death
God.
Note, before Death Note was really popular in the U.S. This is how old I am, by the way. Before Death Note was really popular in the U.S., there was a lot of argument whether or not some of the characters' names, what some of their names were. Obviously, L. There's still people who I knew called L Eru, but like the biggest one was Light. It was like his name
Oh
is
yeah,
Light.
yeah,
Lighto. But
yeah.
the biggest obvious one was Right or Light. Um, and obviously like which one is it officially now, Light? But that wasn't really out there like as much in the early 2000s Wild West internet days. But anyways, that's a random aside. By the way, we're on topic of Death Note. I'll never say this again. They call it Death Note because in Japan when you say note, that stands for notebook. So like I always thought the English title should have been Death Notebook and it would have made way more sense because it's not a death note, it's a
But
death
aren't you
notebook.
writing a note in the notebook, like a
I
death
guess,
note?
but not really. But what they really mean is the thing is called a death note because they call a noto note. That's what they call a notebook. So they should have really changed that title in the U.S., but they didn't. But then again, people would hate it if they did. So I don't know. I'm just stupid. Anyways, let's move on
Anyway,
to our JAV Actress of the Week
of the week, of the
What do we got?
year,
this actually isn't the year. I made the joke earlier
of
that
the
we're not going to be
month.
uber topical, but we will for this one. Do you have some lovely? Just throw it on top. Just throw it on top somewhere, and just like cover up like a part of Jordan's drawing of some of the pictures for before I say who she is.
Let me see if I can
Mm.
get that real quick. I gotta
You
find a
share
nice
you
one.
gave me like 18 of them the other night.
I did, yeah. Hold on.
Oh, and by the way, that sounded weird. A lot of what I just said sounded weird. Like you showed me that the other night, but but no, we were looking for taste, not well, anything could be tasteful. But we were looking for clothes pictures of her where she didn't, um,
Interviews maybe.
yeah. Well, we found a bunch, but I was just saying like, my Snakz didn't save them. Let me read some of the chat in a minute. Oh yeah,
shoot.
Kita or Killer, because Kita. Thank you for bringing that one up. That was the other one. Because Kita, I think Kita is the official way you say it, but his name is Killer.
Hold on a sec. Hold
Don't
on a
get me
sec.
started
Hold
on
on a
Death
sec.
Note, because Death Note is full of these. Death Note like speaks to me when it comes to like saying the romanized names of things as opposed to what they're actually supposed to be. Oh God, I can't believe they kept Kita. Oh God, I'm mad now. I'm already so mad. I always understood it was a notebook, but I never got it. But no,
Whoops.
every so often I'll see because like when it kind of like it was really popular. I forgot who it was. There was some comedian making fun of it, like one of his like shticks or whatever, and he's all like, "Death Note. I'm not writing a note. I'm putting something in a book." And I'm like, "That's not a joke. Stop laughing." It's like it's like that's just what the Japanese people call a notebook. But yeah.
Yeah, I have desktop captures. It's gonna be a little annoying. You have to go through all the files. I can't open it without opening
Okay,
the
never
desktop.
mind. Apparently, we're gonna just say her name because Snakz is a fucking
I
snack.
couldn't figure this out. Oopsie.
I called you a snack. Why did I do that?
You're thirsty, man. Well, like you can't
Yeah.
help it.
Snakz is a thirst trap. Didn't you know? I'm gonna eat Snakz ass. Anyways, you're not gonna defend. I need to shut up. This isn't even the alcohol talking. I'm just being stupid. Oh wait, how did you do that?
I opened it up. Hold on. I think I got it here. I'm looking
Are
for
you
it.
cheating on Pleiades' butt? Snackaroo. Yeah, for those who don't know, I have a running joke on the GTLs. If you watch our other streams, that yeah, I'm gay for Pleiades' butt, but he's a host on DTL, which is tomorrow night. If you want to watch that too, I will be actually drunk there. Here, salute, a step before Buzz. I'm actually not drinking that much.
Man, Teddy Roosevelt's gonna be a bear.
I totally spit a piece of ice on my thing. I thought it was a rock. Sorry. Spit take. I have a spit take joke that I don't want to say. Anyways, the actress we're choosing tonight is Ruka Inaba. She's the JAV actress. She has big titties. And she's like one of the hardest working girls in the industry right now. She's in like so many videos. In so many genres. Are you familiar with her glitch?
Which one?
Ruka
Ruka.
Inaba.
I don't think I've
Oh, there
seen
we
her
go.
content. There we are.
She looks like just a student.
Like-
Remember the stories you put? Look, she's a hardworking student.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah, 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 yeah.
that was for Amy Fukuda Amy. But still, it's like it's a very student thing. She's a hardworking student, and then she got a job at at an office building, and now she's like a teacher, and now she's a tutor and whatever. But yeah, but that's her. She's amazing. She does a lot of things. If you have a particular genre of JV you like, there's a very good chance she's done it. Warren Button. There's a very good chance she's done it. Also, I will put links there. There won't be affiliate links. You can click there for free on your without any conscious. But maybe if we can get an R18 like sponsorship one day. But are you coming?
Yeah, there you go. She's one of us now.
Jordan's actually Ruka. You're a big titty JV girl, Jordan. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm drawing. Forgive me. Man, I really don't watch a lot of JAVs though, or I don't watch any. Oh, there was one good one. I don't remember it.
There was one good one.
Oh, God. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. My big issue with JAV is just like the noises, like I'm not into the hype, but there was this one where like this girl's just like, she looks like she's like just into it, because like it's like all quiet, it's just like regular moaning. It's like, oh, okay, all right. But it was a gangbang. I mean, like, that's up to you.
Yeah,
it was a gangbang.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, the moaning kind of different. There's kind of different moanings.
Yeah. But like, this is like a almost like a realistic, pleasurable one.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm into that.
Not the hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember some.
She's a scientist.
Oh, she's a busy girl.
Yeah, she's figuring out what happens when you put that stuff in Coke. So.
You put that stuff in Coke. You put the semen in Coke. It's actually funny now that we're kind of on that topic. We'll save a future full JAV content for another full hard show. But since Jordan mentioned it, I don't know if I've picked certain genres where or certain actresses who don't do that often. But I don't feel like that's as common a thing in anything I watch. I don't think Ruka really does that, right? Right, Snakz?
Does what?
That the kind of like quote unquote stereotypical like JAV moaning kind of thing that like
no.
describing. There are some actresses that do. I have definitely watched things where I'm like, okay, skipping.
Oh, what I love, one time I saw a video. It was they took the moaning audio and put a video of a car going kind of on a bumpy road, and it was
What the fuck? It's actually funny because if you ever, I used to hate watching, like, people have it so easy these days. Nowadays when you go to like Pornhub or like whatever your porn site of choices, fucking browser's membership or whatever, go wherever you want. A lot of the porn's like shot using real audio there, like shot on like live audio. But if you ever watch like porn from even the 90s, they would still, even then, they would still treat it like it was kind of a movie where they would record audio later and they would add music. So a lot of times you get like out of place moans where like somebody was clearly in the studio just moaning over like really cheesy porn music. And not necessarily like the Bow Chicka Wow Wow type porn music, more like this really cheesy like smooth jazz, because
they had some weird music back then, man.
Yeah, whenever people talk about like the funky porn music, that was more of a 70s thing. But in the 90s, when I was growing up and you watch porn, it was more of this weird like smooth jazz. I don't know how to put it. It sounded like Muzak, like kind of stuff you hear in the elevator.
The drums were like something about the drums. I don't know. It's like doom 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 doom.
But yeah, you would. But anyways, the point to bringing that up is that the moans would be inserted. Have you seen that like the fucking meme of like the iguana laughing, like that's me. But anyways, yeah, everyone go check out Rico Naba. They'll be links.
Yeah, she's a busy girl. So I'm guessing she's like the AV version of Johnny Sins, just being in every occupation.
So the one on the right isn't, but the one on the left is. The one putting the substance into the coke
The substance.
is
Amy,
very hard working person.
Wait, let me see
they're
that.
all hardworking. You know, they all get the hard work in them.
Very.
Oh, that's not the same
Looking at
person. That's Amy. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
It's
at it on my tablet. And I didn't see like it's a tiny image.
I don't know if anyone saw on the
Yeah,
on,
Amy's my girl.
I meant, oh, I think everyone knows who she is. She's not our featured performer of the week. It's Ruka, but Amy is awesome. It's funny because I wanted to save the Amy talk for like when we have someone else on, like a specific someone else. I don't want to say who they are and like just dox everything because that had to do with a topic like the whole conversation we had like when this podcast was first like conceived.
mhm.
For
We,
first inseminated.
yeah, we got Ultra Podcast Inc. pregnant, and this is the child that came out of it. It just got dead silent.
Yeah, well, I was like, do I humor you by laughing at
I
that,
don't
or
know.
I
Nobody
just let
wanted
you
to
take the
humor me.
L,
You
dude? Just
you
take
let
the
me take
L.
the L.
Just take the L.
Just a
Anyways,
little bit of a
let's move on.
cough.
Yeah, I'm just like, crickets.
Let's move on. Ruka's one of us, I guess, but let's talk about like 2D versus 3D because now's a good time to bring this up because I mentioned earlier, sorry, that that all of our other stories we had to talk about Ecchi. Fun fact though, the first this wasn't really the topic, but the first JAV I really discovered, like that was actually JAV, like from Japan. I had this friend. I might have already been 18 this time. I was still in no, I was still in high school. I was 17. Doesn't really matter. But I had this friend. He still talk to him on and off. He's like in a band, gay as all hell. He collected a lot of very fetishy porn of all genres and all like gay and straightness and whatever. But my point to bring this up is that at one point he was like downsizing his collection, stuff like that, and he gave me like all of his straight porn, and interspersed in a lot of that straight porn was a lot of JAV. And that was the first time I'd ever seen JAV. Because prior to that, like of course you see like maybe an Asian person in porn, but that's not JAV. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had some DVDs that I don't think I have anymore. I think I threw them all away, like in a move. But which is sad because I'm sure a ton of them are lost because like I keep reading on forums every so often like some of the like it's almost like lost media JAV world because like most porn like I guess you can't really distribute things after 10 years in Japan. So like people like Sora Aoi is a really good example because she was really famous like for porn like in the early 2000s, but it's been like a decade since she's done her last video, more than a decade, and it's almost impossible to find her shit unless you like go to like the dark corners of the internet where somebody's like has like a really personalized like tracker for a torrent because like it's just not out there anymore and it just blows my mind. It blows.
Oh,
But
that bites.
It blows. Yeah, because I remember back then, like, what's it called? After some of these peer-to-peer networks in the early 2000s, I remember the first time my human self saw AV was Akira Fubuki. Just a really short clip.
I know that name, but I don't think I've ever. I can't picture. I'm gonna look her up real fast.
I think it was like she did porn like 20 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, for the record, I don't remember who the girl, any of the girls were in those first videos. Oh shit, I seen her. Yeah, I know who she is.
You're like,
But
I don't remember, but wait,
Oh, I
yeah,
remember that mole on her butt. Yeah, that's what it was.
a hole.
let's all. But you know,
Make his chin big.
wait, who's the person on the? Okay, I get who George Washington. Oh, that's supposed to be Abraham Lincoln on the far right.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
Stupid.
my god. Anyway, it's actually a really good picture.
Are we gonna get this picture shared somewhere?
Yeah, when we're done, we'll it's gonna be a thumbnail for starters. But I can't
Yeah.
find the chat. Oh, there it is. I'm fucking. Oh, here it goes. I was trying to find the outline. But yeah. So. Well, I guess Jordan already kind of killed it because I was gonna mention like what his preference is 2D versus 3D and why. But wouldn't you rather have a 3D girl versus a 2D one, Jordan?
No, not at all. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. I mean, like I enjoy the 2D aspect just because there's like so much possibilities with it. Like I think everyone can all agree that there's just some things that you just see in 2D that you wish you can do in 3D, and it's
Sometimes they do it in 3D. You
Yeah,
know.
it's funny. I don't know if you guys were reading the outline, but you guys led us to the one of the bigger things I was talking about this whole little segment about 2D versus 3D, is that in JAV there's actually a small amount of I'm sorry, it's not more, that attempt to like do live action versions of certain hentai manga.
Mm.
Um, and this is actually funny because there are some that I thought were real manga, but they weren't. It's just art they drew. That
Yeah.
but but there are some that are based on like pretty obscure hentai manga, and like some of my favorites are like how do I put this? I feel like you're seeing those memes where it's all like um the anime, the Netflix adaptation,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like the
Oh yeah.
expectation,
Yeah.
the reality, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, there are times even when some of my favorite actresses are involved, and I'm like, I didn't realize how unrealistic some of these 2D things are until I see them next to a realistic like 3D interpretation of it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, like
Go ahead.
Ruka herself has done several
Yeah.
videos where she does this, and there are times when I see her 2D character, I'm like, and even though I love Ruka, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I think I prefer the 2D if you ask me.
yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Just like unrealistic curves, and just the
Mm.
way everything kind of feels soft.
Everything kind of bends a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing I like is something no, it just works better in hentai and anime than in act live action. It's just something about the way the characters act so goddamn stupid. It's like oh please massage me, and it's like I need you to massage my breast, and like nothing suspicious about that. It's just like, and then all of a sudden he's hard. It's like, why are you so hard? And it's just like this, all of this
Uh-huh.
like. They're such dumbasses, and it's like it works so well in animated form. I don't know.
it's like the
It
the
just
whole
yeah.
brother Pornhub thing. It's just like, oh, I got stuck in the washing machine. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Oh my
stupid.
god. What are you doing, step anime?
Yeah.
What are you doing, step hentai?
it's
But yeah.
so silly. But yeah, I mean, like that just like it's like because it's in like everyone's been saying it's an entirely different world. You can escape to it in your own way and see how people like do things. Now, whenever I watch it, I'm like, okay, how do they make this creative? Like, how do they get plowed? In what way? In what manner?
What are you saying, Mr. Otaku?
That's the
Step
that's the
No,
frog.
fun of
I
it.
don't even
chat.
know why you
No, in
kept
the
that
chat.
as a command. Just step
No,
frog.
but look what he said above the step
Yeah,
frog
I
thing.
read that.
I don't know if I want to read that out loud, but
I
sorry.
would watch that. I like
What are you doing, Step Frog?
I
No, above
actually kind of
my
like on
sister
a
can actually fit
serious thing. I kind of like if there was like a commentary of some sort from like the actress or something like, oh, this particular scene was pretty difficult because so and so and you can't see here, but I actually slipped and
when we
I
when we interviewed Kaho like the first time, Shibuya Kaho by the way, at
Yeah.
HentaiCon. Um well, mind you, I didn't do the questions. Like it was Kaz, one of the female members doing the questions because it's a lot less like awkward asking like about sex, girl to girl, girl to girl. But anyways,
Girl.
but um, but she asked her about like, and it's funny because in retrospect, I'm like, why did I put that question there? But like, because we have a question that we ask everyone on every interview: if you have any funny stories to share while that happen while you're performing or doing music, because typically we interview music artists. And I don't know if it was a mistake that I left that into the interview, but it's like, do you have any funny stories to tell, like when you're doing porn? And it's like, huh? But she and her funny story was like Shibuya Kaho was when she did some a porn movie. Gosh, I actually know the tag for it. I'll have it in the comments if you watch on YouTube. Like the actual tag if you want to look it up somehow. But there was this video she did where it was like a tentacle porn thing, which do exist by the way.
hmm
Oh
Tentacle
yeah.
JAV.
Yeah.
Tomi
Yeah,
Tanaka
I've
and
seen
several
a
people have done
yeah,
one.
I've seen a Hatomi one.
But
Bits of it.
Kaho
I
did
think
one as
everyone's seen
well.
that one.
Yeah, he told me by the way, Tomi Tanaka's like blue eyes level titties. But but Shibuya Kaha was talking about she did that one, and it was a lot of fun. Like I'm like what? And everyone go watch the interview. It's not a plug for it, but it was just not a plug. But it's not a plug for it, but it was just so funny that I'm like, um, the true mixing of 2D and 3D is like the tentacle one, and that was her favorite porn video and shoot where
Oh,
she
that's
was
nice.
getting fucked by tentacles. I'm sure she was like covered in slime.
Hmm.
Um,
Oof, okay.
what are you saying, Mr. Itaki? You keep
Yeah,
listen,
he just.
you're not
Well, I
making
mean,
it
what
any
I mean,
better.
he's a. If you don't think about it like that, he's just
Yeah,
explaining it. Yeah.
I know you don't mean it that way, and that I'm definitely reading too far into it, but you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
if you're looking at it the wrong way, you didn't help yourself by saying the last part.
Yeah, I noticing the comment here. Imagine sex commentary from the chick like they do in hentai. And yeah, that's the beauty of hentai. Like,
You're sticking
yeah,
it.
the
It's
girl's
in.
talking throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
and like, like I actually reviewed one hentai where she's actually licking his tongue and talking at the same time, even though that's not possible in real life.
The song is so good. You know, I can't do
Oh
Yeah,
no!
it.
it's like the audio
Oh
talking over
no!
the footage. It's like, "Eh,
Yeah, dude,
Go give it a
that's
bit.
what I'm there for.
Skill.
That's it. I'm
It's
there to
skill.
understand what she's trying to say.
Oh my god, I love Lincoln's pose. Look at his pose. He's such a badass.
oh yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna free you. That's for sure.
That's like
mm.
that's a big dick energy right there.
Yeah, she's gonna feel his Lincoln log.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna
There's,
abolish that.
there it is. We can end the stream now. We've
Gonna
ended
abolish
the
it.
possible
He's like,
point.
I'm gonna abolish this later.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we need to shut up.
Like your
Anyway.
panties are gonna be emancipated.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
That was really
god.
good.
That's
That was
good.
really good.
That was a good one. Oh man. Um well let's move on. I just realized it's not late, but we have a few more topics we want to cover, and there's actually a special one we want to cover briefly before you actually rack up
Mhm.
Rack
wrap.
up.
Um
Come on, man.
anyway,
We gotta get going. We gotta pull this foreskin back.
let it's actually funny you make that joke because I what am I saying?
Oh,
I remember like one of the very first hentai mangas I read. I don't remember the name of it anymore. It was not Blue Eyes, but it was also in that collection that I got from the corner of the creepy corner or
Creepy
whatever.
corner.
And I just remember there was a plot point in there where the dude was like uncircumcised, and it was the big plot point like in the sex because the chick kept bringing it up, and this was a hentai. This wasn't an American thing. It was a hentai, manga. I mean, and it was just like, and when the dude like is fucking her and he comes. And she's like licking him off to like get rid of it all. She's like, "Look, I love fucking uncircumcised guys because when you're done, you pull back the foreskin and there's even more." And yeah, TLDR, that's my I always think of that when I think about hentai. Then see that fucking whoever that person was leaving hentai out does not know how much he changed in my life. That I'm talking about it like fucking 20 years, not that long, but like 15 years later, or actually it's almost 20 now. Crazy stuff. I don't know if you saw it in the chat earlier, but the current thing is it's future manual going back in time to like so I could plant that into past manual so that I could save Toru Nishimaki because I'm like he's my idol now, and then he's gonna like save the earth through titties or some shit like that, and there you go. I saved humanity, guys.
ain't that just the way?
Ain't that the way? Anyway, and okay, suggestion of the week, recommendation of the week. We wanted to highlight Do You Like Horny Bunnies? Fun fact, I own the game and I threw it away yesterday.
Why did you
A
throw it away?
smart man. First
He
of
said
all,
he was like cleaning his like stuff
yeah,
out. He didn't think about it. He just threw it out.
I meant it. I wanted to throw away for a while. Not just that, but I have a bunch of DVDs and PC games that I had taken out of their cases. Mainly, these are the DVD ones because Do You Like Horny Bunnies came in a DVD style case, and I took them out of their cases to like save space. I just had all the sleeves stacked and the CDs like in a thing,
Mhm.
to save space. But then the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw all those away because like I don't do anything with them, and now that I kind of dismantled them, all, I can't really sell them for anything. Even if I did, they're worth nothing. I think. So I wanted to throw them away for space. And yesterday, I was finally doing like some spring cleaning, and I was like tossing them out. And like I saw them, I came across them. I even kept some of the manuals for some of the not do like Horny Bunny, but some of the other games because they had like posters in them. So I'm like, I'll keep these, but I'll throw away everything else because like, I can't like. First of all, I doubt you could play that game anymore on a modern PC. But even if you could, just download it. Even legally, I'm saying download it because like I don't even have a CD thing on my computer. So I'd have to get a plug-in thing and then worry about like keeping the disc in like shit you did like 20 years ago playing PC games. So fuck it. But I could have had it to show you guys. Snacks, what Do You Like Horny Bunnies is about?
I don't actually know. I never played it, but I have seen the cover for it.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah,
Well,
sorry. And I
did you,
talk
did you
like
at
I
least
knew.
know, did you at least know the X Play thing I was joking about with you?
I did not
Oh, you
because
son
I
of a
didn't
bitch!
even know
Apparently,
they
I'm the one
did
that
that.
missed
I
it.
know they.
If
Was
you
it
ever
like?
watched,
Was it like something like? I don't even remember when they reviewed that stuff.
if you ever watched G4 back in the day, which fun fact is a really topical thing because they're bringing back G4, and if you don't know what
Oh,
I
G4 was,
think.
it was a video game channel. And I think now they're bringing
yes,
it
a
back as an
video game
online thing,
channel.
quote unquote, because they all
Yeah.
showed towards the end they showed like cops all the time
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
all
Ninja
the time.
Warrior.
cheaters and
Yeah, it was cops and cheaters channel, but they also showed Ninja Warrior. They're the ones who showed it first in the U.S.
Yeah.
But
oh crap.
but one of their few video game shows that lasted until the end was a show called X Play, and it actually lasted before G4. It used to be on another channel called Tech TV, but anyways, in the show, was hosted by two people, Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler. Adam
Mm.
Sessler, I think, is still in the game industry somehow to some degree,
Mm.
but what the two hosts would make fun of the female host would make fun of the guy host that his favorite game was Do You Like Horny Bunnies, and it was an ongoing thing for the longest time for like several episodes. um and I remember like watching G4 when I was really young, and then I went to Anime Expo one of my first years. I think it was my first year, and I Snacks brought it up. I'm pretty sure it was the Jazz USA booth. Like now that I think about it,
Hmm.
that I went and I bought it for like $20 there, and then played it, and then threw it away recently. But basically, you're at like I think you're at a cafe or a restaurant where everyone's like bunnies, but it's a very
Mm.
late '90s anime aesthetic. It's not like the way it is today, where everyone's like smooth and cutesy. Everyone had like the '90s haircuts and like hand drawn and like yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, you know the look.
yeah, everyone go play that one. I love G4 and Unbeatable Banzuke. That was
Mm.
Morgan is working at a studio. What? I've applied to
Yeah,
that
I
at a studio.
remember.
Morgan
Unbeatable
Webb is working
Bensuke.
somewhere.
Yeah, she's working at a game studio, I think.
Oh, so the new G4 YouTube
Manuel.
channel is a thing.
Yeah.
I remember when they were saying G4 is coming back, and then 2020 happened, and I just assumed it didn't happen. But
Mm.
apparently G4 has a new channel.
All right, just gonna sign this.
Um, so yeah, perfect timing because now we're gonna circle back around to Jordan's art.
And here we are. That's what what Jordan's been working on the whole stream.
Oh crap. Actually, I'm gonna say right now my DSLR is running out of power, so I'm just gonna. And I'm probably gonna. Is there a way I can put like?
If you turn your thing off, we'll just replace you with Amy Fukuda.
Yeah, I could just put her photo above you if you want to turn it off.
How about Julia? Replace me with Julia.
Julia.
Oh, I gotta get a photo, a nice one.
But yeah, look, it's fucking. I fuck Abe Lincoln. There, I said it.
It's like, honest Abe, so you fuck me, I'd fuck me.
I fuck me in the.
Ju-
I mean, they're all pretty they're pretty much snacks. I love that. I love that. I assume that's Teddy Roosevelt. Like, you know, obviously that's Teddy Roosevelt, the third one. Did you know Teddy Roosevelt? He might not be anymore. I think that's actually Kennedy now. But Teddy Roosevelt was definitely the youngest president at the time, and I think he's the second now. But he looks like he's the oldest in that picture.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
it's
love
that stash, dude. It's like his
Yeah, it's a
whole.
porn stash. It's
Yeah,
so good.
dude.
You take that off, and it's like 30 years melt off.
Man, I gotta say, I didn't think I'd actually be able to do something I actually like to look at. To be honest, I was worried when I was supposed to draw. I was like, oh man, this actually turned out pretty well. Pretty good.
But
Yeah, that was kind
fun
of fun.
fact about the youngest presidents: did you guys know that we have our two oldest presidents back to back right now? Trump and then Biden. It's literally the two oldest presidents we ever had. Fun fact. Just
Old
And
now
congrats.
you could quote that and pretend you know America.
We gotta put young people in there. People that
Any
people
people who like
that
hentai, I'll like vote for. You shut up. So yeah, this is Jordan's art. It'll be a regular thing. Let's take a look at it. It looks awesome. Everyone, Mount her Rushmore. I just read that right now. That's a good one. That's your thumbnail. Yeah, Jordan. You do art, don't you?
I do art. Yeah.
It's funny because today I'm like, I know he's on Twitter because you've mentioned it in the past. Like you've mentioned Twitter offhandedly, so I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe it's Kitchen Cat Soup, which is his name. Which, by the way, you can follow him on Twitter under Kitchen Cat Soup.
Oh
All
yeah.
one word. And I looked it up today and I saw him as all this art on your thing I've never seen on your feed. I'm like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
it's
dude,
your art.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Every now and then I'll post on like Reddit or something to like typical weed places. And yeah, just follow me, Kitchen Cat Soup. You can follow me anywhere basically.
Yeah, there's
You get
it's
to
funny.
see more buff historical presidents
Yeah.
and gifts from the French people.
Well, this is-
What? Why don't we give one of them a quote or have one of them say something? What? Let's see. Abe seems to be saying something. What do you think he's
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, he looks like he's good. He looks like he could put a speech
Think of,
bubble right there.
I want to think of one that we haven't used yet.
Mhm.
Emancipate that ass.
Oh my
Shit, just put the I'll emancipate that ass. Or I'll emancipate those panties. What was the first one that you said actually?
There we go.
It wasn't emancipate.
Something
it
about
was,
the Lincoln Log.
Put your my Lincoln log.
My Lincoln Log.
Oh no, wait. We'll do it like this.
Sorry, we're all dead air. We're all waiting. He said something about abolishing. Yeah, abolishing. What was it? I'm going to abolish.
Oh, I'm gonna emancipate those panties.
Oh yeah.
abolish,
He
but-
said
Oh.
I'm going to abolish that or later or so. I'm gonna abolish
Yeah.
that later.
What am I doing
A
here?
gift from
Emancipate?
the French.
But I'm going to abolish that.
Mm. Like
I'm
that
gonna
one line in
abolish your
Ghostbusters.
clothes.
In Ghostbusters 2, you know she's French. You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
All right. I'll put it in capital letters so people know what I'm talking about here.
I like everyone's clearly well. I hope everyone's wearing underwear in this picture, but it also like Teddy is not wearing underwear. I think there's a line there, but it kind of looks like he's like.
Listen, man,
he's already
Yeah.
out.
It's really up to everyone's perspective.
Yeah.
They
Going to
can-
abolish that ass.
He was an outdoorsman. He went commando.
Yeah.
He was an outdoorsman. He was a Rough Rider. I'm not even making that up. He was
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the Rough. He was part of a regiment called the Rough Riders.
Oh, dang, yeah.
He rides that ass rough.
There you go. You know what? I think these were the presidents. I think this is what their bodies were like back in the day.
Yes, that's
Guarantee you.
That's George
Historically
Washington,
accurate.
Thomas Jefferson. That might be Roosevelt because I heard Roosevelt like he was like young and pretty fit and everything like that. So that definitely probably is a Roosevelt.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. So moving on, follow Kitchen Cat Soup on everything. Do you have a sad Panda Rec, Jordan?
Do I have a what?
A hentai rec, a number, 6 numbers.
Oh, that's right. I was looking it up. Hold on. I have to
Put the number in there. We will. I'll look at it too. Obviously, we won't like show it, but we'll I'll
Just
click on
open
the
it
thing.
on stream.
I
Fun
have
fact:
to
this will be
remember.
This will be a surprise to all of us because the other ones, me and Snakz did talk about it and choose them. But the sad panda thing, I think Jordan. Well, to be fair, we only did this kind of recently, and Jordan wasn't available. But
Yeah.
but Jordan wasn't available when we did the pre-planning, so we didn't get his recommendation before the show.
So that's my bad. I wasn't there.
Ooh, and burp. That was a nice burp.
Hold on. I just want to double check to make sure I'm giving the right numbers. Yep, I am. Okay, so do I just type it in chat or do I
Yeah,
just
type
say
it in
it?
chat. Type it in
Okay.
chat. I plan to edit this anyway, so it'll be like on screen if you're like on YouTube or something.
How do I chat? There we go. Chat. All right. So the numbers are going to be 1-1.
Like we're doing
4.
lotto.
1-1-4-5-1-2.
The
If
winning
you
numbers
know,
are
you
Oh,
know.
God.
1,
Yeah. So
1, 1, 4,
Just imagine
5,
somebody
2.
winning by those numbers, man.
yeah. So this isn't like anything in particular. Like there's like this
Oh,
this is
shit,
actually a parody of Kill la Kill.
Oh.
Oh
And
shit! Hold on.
it has Matoi Ryuko and Satsuki Kiryuin.
Kiss, love, kiss.
So this is by the artist is Hirame, but I know them as Turtle Fish Paint, and they
Oh.
are they have like some of like the nicest faces, coloring, shadings, and they do a really good job with, I think, just how they present each piece. Like the flow is really nice. There are how many pages? 29 pages. So I think that's a good number when you're beating yourself off to one of these
That's a good number.
doujins.
But,
20 is risky because like I don't know if you're able to get it in time, but it
So
depends on how your day
stupid.
is. That's
you
just how
gotta
it
go
goes.
back a
They're
couple
stupid.
pages before you get to the end. It's like, ah, shit.
Yeah, so I mean, go give that a read, check out their stuff. And then Manuel will post a number.
Yeah, that's the number right there. For those who don't know, it's hentai.net. I had to figure out what it was.
There you go.
Slash
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 the
the number?
numbers.
slash the number, or you can just Google that. Google and hentai and the numbers. It'll come up. I'm pretty sure if you Google just the numbers and hentai, it'll come up. So
Yeah.
do that. There'll be a link. I think I don't even know if I can link off to that on YouTube, but just be creative. I just don't want to get like want to block myself like if I'm chat by posting like links like that. But bingo, everyone go watch that. I love the nipples here. That's a really weird topic for another day. But nipples can apparently be hard to draw for some artists. Have you seen some of the weird nipples that are out there?
Dude,
No shame if anyone has
let me show you how to do that real
nipples
quick.
that maybe
Just
no, I'm gonna shut up. I'm just getting canceled left and right. But have you ever when we interviewed I'll say that for another day because I want to say that for an Eroge topic because nipples in hentai art are an interesting thing, and I'm not talking about just maybe having puffy nipples versus like other types of nipples. I need some nipples that look like you have like a piece of licorice on you.
Oh my god, we need to stop letting you just keep talking.
All right.
We're just gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
What you gonna talk about?
about?
What is the next? What you gonna
Yeah.
talk about that anime or something
Yeah, the
else?
next one's gonna be a really brief one. Have you guys? I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna assume that Glitch has seen it. This is not on the thing, but we were talking about earlier. Redo of Healer, is that what it's called in the English?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try.
I still need to see
say-
that.
Yeah, it's
okay,
it's definitely something.
No, the second episode is just out. I'm not gonna lie. Snakz kind of built it up to me, and I was like, "This isn't that great." Like the first episode mainly, but then shit gets. Well, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like the second episode is it's definitely an episode.
Well, the first episode had a sex scene at the end that looked like it was from a hentai.
It
Like,
might
I
as
was
well
like,
have been.
I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, I'm just not used to seeing just big ass anime titties on top. Like it was just sex.
It went on for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and and then there's sex scenes in the second one as well. Fun fact, I had first seen the show without realizing it on Twitter or a clip from it because somebody I don't know if Snakz had liked it or somebody, I don't think it was Snakz, it was somebody I was surprised with. Somebody had liked and retweeted like a GIF of it, and it was, by the way, I say GIF in case that annoys you, but I saw a GIF of it where like and the caption was like, dude, he straight slapped her with his dick, and he does. There's a scene where like in the second episode where like I won't spoil the here's and the whys, but he's like, I need to get it hard, and it's not getting hard. So he's like, he heals his dick to get it hard and slaps her with it, and it's like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I gotta find the uncensored.
And when I
version.
saw
it's out already. So
yeah, and when I saw that, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
That's what that's from?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. I assumed that was from a hentai because like somebody has shared it. And just FYI, we're not gonna. Well, we're not gonna get to the whole plot of it right now, but it's pretty out there. So just if you're sensitive to certain topics or themes, you might want to skip that one. It's gonna be very controversial when it really gets out there. Because Sentai
Yeah.
is handling it released in English in the
Yeah,
U.S.
they're about to get canceled
Yeah.
supposedly.
So I'm waiting for that bomb to drop. Apparently, there was a company that in Germany that was going to show it in Germany, simulcasted, I should say, and there were delays, and this is all through research. This is ongoing. This just happened, and then they're all like, "Oh, guess what? We can't show it because no streaming service will pick it up because it's because the subject matter." And the non-spoiler version of the plot is that there's this guy like in an RPG like esque party, RPG setting too. He's a healer, but in order for him to use his healing magic, like it kind of drives him crazy. So like his like this one girl and like his little RPG party like keep him in line with drugs, and they abuse the fuck out of him, like
Mhm.
literally every way abuse the fuck out of him, and he eventually he's able to overcome this, goes back in time through methods, and is now going out for revenge. And
Nah.
there you go. And
Yeah, and it's
it's
not any.
wild.
It's kind of over the top
Ooh,
revenge.
over really over the top. Like the second episode, even so the first one,
Dude, I had
it,
to. I had to keep pausing it. I was.
same.
Oh.
Oh.
No, same. The first one, I was kind of like, okay,
Oh, the
like,
camera went.
oh, there you go.
Oh,
Amy's gonna be blocking you. It's fine.
Yeah.
The
Make sure you
first
use Julia.
Oh, Julie. The first one is funny because the first one's funny. The first one's not funny. The first one's like kind of whatever. Where I was just like, oh, this is bad. Like bad as in like I can see people are upset, but I've seen worse. This isn't like Goblin Slayer or like or something like that.
Wait, it's not as bad as Goblin Slayer?
No, it's actually far worse than Goblin Slayer.
Oh.
Well, Goblin Slayer only really had that a few couple moments, but
Mm.
this is like the plot of this show.
Yeah.
you gotta read the manga, dude.
But
That's where it's at.
but yeah, when I saw the second episode, same thing like Snakz said. I watched it and I was like, we're going here, are we? And the whole second half of the second episode,
Yeah.
oh my god, I was like, this is a hentai. What part of this is shown on TV? Like I know there are censored versions out there, like that they show on like apparently there is a channel that shows it really late or early in the morning, more accurately, uncensored. But I'm like, how could they show any of this on TV?
Yeah.
Like I could take out nudity. I can't change the plot. It's like what can I do? It's like they ended up having dinner and talk their differences out. There's no way to fix this. Like this
Yeah.
is really crazy and over the top. Like I've seen really twisted hentais that have that have less extreme scenes than that second half of the second episode. And this, mind you, once again, this is a mainstream release that's going to be picked up by one of the biggest anime distributors in the U.S. So
Hmm.
we're in before Sentai Filmworks is canceled.
Is that how it is?
In before Sensei Filmworks. Yep. And this all came because he had brought up like Metamorphosis, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, "There's something that
All right.
almost as bad, if not."
Are you
All
familiar
right.
with Metamorphosis, Jordan? I'm sure you are.
Listen, I'm familiar with pretty much everything, but like let's not go into it
Oh,
because
the anime.
we gotta.
Just to go on, the anime is called Redo of Healer. Actually, let me show you the Wikipedia link. The Japanese name is something I just don't want to pronounce right now.
Solid. Good thing that you had that in the back pocket too to let everyone know.
What?
Let everyone know the Japanese name. Now you gotta look it up.
Well, the
Oh,
Japanese
yeah.
name is Kaifuku Jutsushi
Uh-huh.
no Yari Naoshi.
There you
Uh-huh.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Redo of Healer. That's a link to its Wikipedia page, and I don't think. Well, I'm sure everyone can put two and two together how to watch it if you don't know how. It's not actually officially available in the U.S. yet, but you know. Because it's done by Sentai, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on like High Dive or
Yeah,
Verve
it's
eventually.
on What's the blue logo one? High Dive?
High Dive. That's High Dive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on there.
Oh, it's on High Dive. So yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone go watch it on High Dive. Well, actually don't until Sentai pays us to say that.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna anyway.
I think we did
Um,
have. I think we did have a free hentai. A free hentai.
let's
A free
let's
hentai.
here. Let's save this for the next time.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's
Well,
let's
yeah.
cut
Let's
it.
start closing it out. Just wanted to
Okay.
mention just before we really wrap up. I think we had a good, nice episode 0. We'll have a bit more structure now that we know how this will go, and we'll be working on a logo. And we'll work on a logo after we finally brainstorm a real full name. Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll keep Full Hard Podcast. I don't know, but we might change that. If if somehow you stumbled across this on YouTube, or if you stumbled across this on Twitch somehow, I don't think that's a thing. But if somehow you stumbled across this without knowing it, follow us, subscribe to us, however you want to do it, however you can do it, and you'll see whatever its eventual evolution is, whether it stays full hard or not. Whether it stays full hard or goes flaccid. Fine Art Podcast or fucking art podcast. We have some ideas, and we might go with one of those. We might go with fine art because there's a very art angle thing here, but we'll discuss that amongst ourselves at some other point. I didn't mention this earlier, but this podcast is going to be bi-weekly. So, bi-weekly.
Bye.
Bye. But
It's going to be
week
demi-weekly.
Demi-weekly. Yeah, next week we're not doing one, but we'll be doing one in 2 weeks from now. And we'll definitely have some guests as well for that one as well. So tune into that. And we have topics up the ass. And I won't even make the joke there because there you go. But like I mentioned, like I was talking to Snakz about, I wanted to do a deep dive into some of like the quote unquote like most extreme hentai mangas, and one of the ones that always comes up is
Well, save it.
yeah, I won't even say what it is. Watch to find out.
Yeah.
I said it earlier, but I won't repeat it. But that's pretty much it. We'll start wrapping up. Did you have a good time, Glitch? Was it fun?
Shoutouts. Okay, I'm gonna post my YouTube if that's okay on
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
comments.
That's what I'm getting
Go right
at,
ahead.
too.
Because the reason I'm here is because, of course, I review hentai
He
and
reviews hentai. Yes, I should.
Oh, nice.
Like I mentioned, actually I didn't mention it to everyone, I think, but like he runs a lot of hentai review panels in cons that happen in California. If you've ever been to hentai reviews, at ALA, at Fanime, it's been him.
oh yeah.
I went to one, I think. Unfortunately, if you know Manuel, I'm talking to myself in the third person there, but if you know Manuel, late nights, you know where to find me. It usually is not at the con. It's like
Save it. Save it. We're going on tangents. Do your plugs.
yeah, there you go. So
Plugs. I'm gonna give a hentai plug.
Plug it up. That's his YouTube channel. There'll be links to all this in the description below if you're on YouTube. As far as A to J connections goes, tomorrow we're having DTL. It's another stream we do. It's a drunk stream where we all have presentations different. And tune into that tomorrow at 6. Next Tuesday we have our All Ages podcast, kinda Ultra Podcast Z. That's at 6 o'clock as well. It's on Tuesday. And we have a VTuber there. If you want to see a VTuber named Yara, you can tune into that as well. And then we have other streams coming up in the future. Once again, Full Hard Podcast or whatever we choose to call it will be coming back in 2 weeks, which is the 5th of February. Oh my god. Oh yeah, okay. Maybe we'll do a Valentine's episode because it's the 5th and the 19th. Too bad we're not doing the 12th. But anyways, we'll see. But that's that. Snakz, what do you want to? What are you gonna plug? What's your hentai plug? Are you you can follow? Did you know? I just realized when I was tagging you on Twitter earlier, because I used to always call you Genki Kaiser. I'm like, what the fuck's his name?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like Genki Chaser. It's actually a very easy thing to say. I never sounded it out.
Yeah.
I just saw it and thought it was gibberish. But yeah, you can follow Snakz at Genki Chaser on Twitter.
Mhm.
What else you want to plug?
Also on the twitch.tv/Snakz92.
Yeah, how did I forget
I just
about
got
that? watched
I
it all
just
the
got
time.
my subscription button. So
Oh, shit.
I'm excited. So we're gonna do a celebration stream for that tonight.
Congrats.
So
Why did we get all these viewers when we start?
gonna play some Tomb Raider.
Why did we get all these viewers as we were closing out?
we
love you
doubled.
guys. Yeah, I love you guys, but come back in 2 weeks or watch us on our other stream tomorrow night. What do you want to plug, Jordan? You already mentioned it earlier.
I've
but
already
Kitchen
plugged.
Catsuit.
I
Kitchen
think,
Catsuit on everything.
Yeah.
Shout out to our, if you want to support us, ADJ. First of all, if you want to support us, the easy way to support us is to go to all the links that are in there that we said and follow us. If you want to throw some more out there. You could sub to us like here on YouTube on A to J Plays. You could sub to Snakz92, or you could support us on Patreon. A to J has a Patreon, patreon.com/A to J Connection. Shout out to Ed, Kenneth, and Joshua, our current patrons, and that's pretty much it. That's the easiest way to support us. Keep watching. Stay tuned for more because we will be back. And love you all. Take care. Stay safe. Good night.
Bye.
And don't
Goodbye.
forget
Peace out.
to mount
Double
her
peace.
Rushmore.
Don't forget to, yeah. Goodbye.
Out.